In this video, we are going to describe the R interface. So when you install R on your computer, shortcuts are created in the start menu and on your desktop. Don't worry now about the R installation, as in one of the subsequent videos we will spend time on understanding how to download and install the software. Right now in this video we are just going to focus on the R interface. What you can see in the picture is the usual R basic interface called the RGUI, which is for Windows. The graphics will be slightly different in Macs or Unix, but the functions will be very similar. After launching R from your desktop, a window will open. You will be able to write instructions and perform most operations available within R from this interface, which is also called the R console. This is very similar to how the Unix or Windows commands work. The text in blue at the top of the console is a general text that describes the version of the software, the credits for the development of the code, etc. And below that you will write the instructions in the line which is marked by a red arrow. Here is simple first example to illustrate the power of R by writing code in the line marked by the red arrow. We begin by writing the sentence, "Welcome to Jigsaw R Introduction Course." You can see we've written this sentence, and when we press enter to submit the code to R, and when we press enter, R tells us that there is an error. The software has not recognized the type of data. This is because we have just typed in the text without encasing it in quotes. By adding the quotes to this same sentence, R accepts the code as text and returns the sentence. So we continue by defining an R object. The second sentence, as you can see, is correct. Now we continue by defining an object called welcome, within which we have stored the value "Welcome to the Jigsaw R Introduction Course." After confirming our instruction by pressing enter, the object is created and we can call it by simply writing welcome. We can also use R as a calculator by typing 3 plus 4 in a new line. R will return the value of the sum, which is the number 7. If you want to calculate the log of 1, you can do that as well. You can type in log brackets 1. If you type in ln brackets 1, that will give an error because R does not recognize this function, but log 1 will give you a value of 0. And now if you are intrigued by the nature or type of data used by R to consider the sentence "Welcome to the Jigsaw R Introduction Course" that we typed earlier, you can check the nature of the object welcome that contains this sentence by typing in the instructions is.vector brackets welcome and summary welcome. So what the summary command does is essentially it will describe the object welcome for you. So here when we type summary and in brackets welcome, the values that it returns, that it is essentially a one value. It is a vector that contains one value which is considered as a character. So these examples show you the simplicity of the power of R. You don't need, for example, to declare the variables, and the R objects can be complex while simple to manipulate at the same time. Don't worry if you don't follow at this stage because we will explain these operations in more detail in the next sections. We will now have a look at the menu of the R GUI. You can see that it contains 7 tabs. The tabs that you can see are File, Edit, View, Miscellaneous, Packages, Windows, and Help. Some of these features, such as File, Edit, Windows, or Help, are common to many other softwares. So you will have some understanding of what are the functions that these tabs will contain. We will describe the most important ones in more detail here. So let's have a look first at the File tab on the left. This is the first tab. From this you can perform usual operations such as importing code from R source code using the command source R code, create a new external window to edit a new script that will contain your code. You can use the new script command for that. Open an existing R script You can use the OpenScript command, browse through directories to find R files. You can use the display files command for that. When you're working within a R session, you might from time to time want to save what you're doing, including data and objects that you've created as part of your analysis, by saving all of this information into an external file. You can do that using the save workspace command. And you can open this saved workspace later on using the load workspace command. So you can save the sequence of instructions you wrote without the related data and objects by saving the history of instructions by using the save history command. So the save history command will just save the sequence of the instructions that you've put in. It won't save the related data or the objects that are associated with it. And you can of course import this history into R by using the load history command. And finally, you can print the instructions that you've written by using the print command. You can also exit the system by using the exit command. So this is essentially the file tab. The next tab is the edit tab. This is fairly limited in terms of what it can do. It enables the users to perform the usual editing operations such as copy, paste or clear instructions. We can also open a very simple data editor by using the data editor command to manipulate the data we are working with. For instance, in our welcome example, you may have a look at the welcome object by typing welcome in the data editor command line. A window will open with the contents of the welcome object and we are allowed to modify it. We save the modifications by exiting the data editor. Finally, you can modify your preferences on the R GUI by using the GUI preferences command. We won't describe the options in the GUI preference since they are basic and don't affect our use of R. The third tab that we will discuss is the View tab. With its two unique simple functions, it permits the users to choose the view on our GUI, namely if it should include the toolbar and or the status bar. So essentially there are only two options in the View tab, whether you want to view the toolbar and or the status bar. You can check or uncheck both the options. The next tab is the miscellaneous tab. This tab exhibits the miscellaneous operations that R can do. From the miscellaneous tab, you can stop a computation or a set of computations that could be blocked or take too much time. Unfortunately, you will encounter this situation relatively often with R, where you've given a command which is taking too much time or which is just hanging the whole system. So in that case, you can kill the computations using the stop all computations or stop current computation command in the miscellaneous tab. You may also specify whether you want the R system to complete automatically the instructions you're typing using the word completion and file name completion options. Note that only simple instructions would be finished or filled since the text editor of the native R GUI is too basic. We will present later some useful solutions to smartly edit the R code, such as the R plugin for the Eclipse Integrated Development Environment or TIN-R, a text editor dedicated to R. With the miscellaneous tab, you may also list the objects active in your current R session. List objects option is the one that you will use, or remove them by using the remove all objects option. Should you choose one of these options, R will print in the R console the objects present in the list or the ones that you may remove. Finally, the list search path option gives the number of packages active in the open session. The tab packages is very important and specific to R. This is something that is fairly unique to R. You won't find it in many other softwares. But like many other softwares, R can be seen as a basic platform. The R console accessed through the R GUI that controls many independent products or applications which can be added to this basic R platform. Here a parallel can be drawn between R and SAS. SAS also is made of a basic platform called Base SAS or SAS Foundations, from which we can run applications dedicated to specific business analytic tools. In SAS, such applications are called products, including SAS Stat, SAS ETS, SAS OR. all developed and maintained by SAS programmers or consultants. In R, the same kind of applications are called packages and are usually coded and developed by researchers in a particular field. These researchers will code a package to perform statistical analysis for their own research, and then they might decide to make the code publicly available free of charge for the R user community. So R users can use the code and even modify it. So this is essentially how the R language has developed. There is one basic platform on which everything else works, and people create packages based on their specific needs, based on the specific statistical analysis that they are doing, and then they make it freely available for other R users to use. A typical R package is a directory containing several subdirectories which themselves contain several R files. These R files contain the code of functions that perform a specific computation or data manipulation. The option load package enables the user to add the content of a R package into the open session of R. That is, to make the package active for the current session. By default, the 3000 plus packages are not all installed in R, or the software would take too much memory. As a result, when the user wants to use an exotic R package, he or she will have to load it into the active session, even if the package has been previously installed. The next option, set CRAN mirror, enables the user to choose the location of the server from which the R package will be downloaded. You can find one or several servers in several countries, so that you can choose the one that is closer to your location. The option select repositories permits the users to select the CRAN mirror, that is a website that is a copy of CRAN, the official R website that contains the official R packages. When a user clicks the option install packages, a list of around 100 out of these 3000 plus packages, some of the most popular R packages, will appear in alphabetical order so that the user can select the right package. Update package updates a package already installed in R but whose new version is available. And finally, if the user has already downloaded or acquired through a third-party R package, he can install it in R by searching where the package is in his computer and then use the install package from local zip files option. We will see how to download our R package in a few minutes after completing our presentation of the R menu. So here you can see all the various options. You can see the repositories, the CRAN mirror, as well as the packages that are available. The Windows tab offers usual options to arrange the tiles in the window. The Windows tab is very similar to what is there in the Microsoft Windows software. It gives the option to arrange your tiles horizontally or vertically. The Help tab is arguably the most important feature in our menu and might be the one that you will consult the most often during your programming sessions. In fact, contrary to SAS, the official documentation, online help and support are quite reduced in R since it's not a commercial software. While you train and certify your SAS skills through official SAS materials, e-trainings or competence tests, you can't do the same for R. So therefore, the online help that R provides is of paramount importance. The console option gives you the keyboard shortcuts that you can use for the R console. The options FAQ on R for Windows, HTML help, etc. will redirect you to the official online FAQs for R for Windows and HTML version of the whole R system. The option R project homepage and CRAN homepage send you respectively to the official website of the R project and the comprehensive R archive network, which is also known as CRAN. This is where you will find all the documentation that you may need. The other functions open a window in R to request the question of the user regarding the help he might need on a R function. So this is essentially the R GUI menu. As we discussed, there are 7 different tabs in the menu and we've looked at each one of these 7 tabs in this video.